Where are we at here? Let's get back to that. Zerf produced a letter that described the downfall of Srin and the implications of his nature. During this conversation, the group came to several concerning conclusions. That Helmina is working for someone else, and the Chained One's bonds are possibly loosening. The group asked Zerf to bring down the red orb that they assume contained the memories of Magister Srin. Klobar peered into the orb and was not able to see a memory. However, he felt a presence push back to him. Klobar then decided to try to send a message to the entity that was behind the orb and was able to get through. They later went to check up on Magister... They went later to check up on information on Magister Srin at the Scientist Library, where Klobar suggested that the snooty adherent Zethus build a magnificent book for it as they were leaving. The group also spotted a shadowy image making its way down the ruined tower, and they made their way to investigate. The group eventually found their way to a local inn and bed down for the night, though Calvio did not sleep so soundly, Helmina invading his dream once again. We come back together now, most of the Honorbound sitting at a corner table in the Pilgrim and Scroll, with Calvio and Siga just walking in to join Klobar, Marsica, and Kakira. They have a lot to catch up on as to what happened in the last 3 months. So, what do you guys want to talk about?
Where's Flint?
Klobar.
Where's Flint? Flint would have let you guys know that he is currently staying at Horridine's Hamlet to oversee construction of the fort and make sure everything is in order.
Okay.
Klobar?
Klobar would ask Kakira, so, the book fort. I must have all the details. I'm so excited for this.
Well, it was fantastic. I believe it was 2 stories. I helped him take it down. And we can't do that again. I will get in a lot of trouble if that happens again.
How did they come to associate it with you?
I ran into chronicler. What's it?
Yeasman.
And he had asked about what had happened because he knew that we were in the night that happened.
And you told him that...
Well, he is the head of the complex in Andorra, so yes, I did.
Can he read minds?
Don't know.
You don't know, you're not entirely sure if he can read minds, but you know he is an incredibly insightful individual.
That.
He says, well, rest assured, I do not regret my involvement. I'm very sorry that the hammer fell on you because that nudie librarian had it come.
Well, he did get knocked down a peg, so you accomplished that for sure. And it was maybe not necessary, but maybe a little warranted for what he or how he acted.
So.
Oh.
So, I have news.
We have news too.
Okay.
But you go first. No,
She's
you ladies first. Nope, ladies first.
Okay. So I chased down the main orc.
Oh. Oh shit. Okay.
And I killed him.
Well, that's good news.
Bad thing.
Well, it was great until some hands came up from the ground and said, "I still need you," and then pulled him down. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
what this did was, at least, at the very least, buy us some time. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but, you know, that's, we should probably be prepared for demon orc leader guy.
So not really dead.
Not really dead, no. He's one of those bad guys we're gonna have to kill, like, 4 times.
Okay.
Put his head in his hands and be like, so you're telling me we're gonna have to deal with orcs that won't die?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I experienced, so...
At least I have warning.
Yeah.
Oh. Was anything else weird happen, or just hands out of the ground taking almost dead orcs?
It was a glorious battle. I mean, I think we took out the camp. If I remember correctly.
You scattered their army with the Andoran forces that you were with.
Right. I had a small team. One of them.
Like you took, like, if this wasn't like I went by myself and like you took people and okay.
People, but I killed him. They didn't really help with the killing him part.
It wasn't a sneaky stab. It was a kind of fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at first it was sneaky. And then it was what you said at the end.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, we did our best.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounded like it went well.
So, yeah, one of the guys on the team that I assembled, he killed himself basically to save us. So that was nice.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was his name?
I didn't write down his name. Oh, wait. It was Littleton.
Clobar would like to order a round of drinks for the bar, in honor of Littleton's brave sacrifice.
Yeah, the barmaid comes around and gives you each a drink. We'll say they're the lower end drinks, so it'd be 5 copper apiece.
Well, he's doing it for the whole bar, so how much?
For the whole bar. Let me roll some dice and find out.
God.
There are currently, the bar is packed tonight. There's currently 30 people in the bar. And so, 30 times 0.5, 15 silver. Not bad.
15 silver.
For the lowest.
Well, he's just gonna give the barkeep a round 3 gold, and ask the other 5 silver be given as a tip to the barmaid.
She, like, graciously accepts. And everybody's just like, yeah! For Littleton!
A brave warrior indeed.
He was very brave. I'm good now. That was my announcement.
Well, so Aaron, did we literally just get back?
I'd say, like, pretty close. Like, this is you guys. I'd say with how far you guys went.
So
You'd
like,
just
we
be
got
coming back.
I went into the inner circle, did the thing, and then came back here.
Yep.
Okay. So we look like shit, by the way, except for this really nice fucking cloak that I have.
Ooh.
Scales are like
But everything else
dirty.
about us looks like shit.
browned. Like they don't have the glimmer that they used to, or when they're clean.
Yeah.
He's probably muttering about sand.
I hate sand.
No.
Rough
It's
and
everywhere.
irritating. Yes.
So we went to Poppy's Tower. In search of Ismail. We found a really big fucking worm. That, like, really big fucking worm.
Seaga's like, it was bigger than me.
Like,
A beast.
we would have been less than a snack to this worm. We watched it eat an elephant. We think. We think it ate an elephant. We're not really sure. We think it ate an elephant.
Didn't kill it?
In one bite.
No. No. We hauled ass.
Siga, make me an intelligence check.
$17.
17. Being a druid, you don't think it ate the elephant as per the hawk that you saw afterwards.
I was gonna say Courtney wondered that one, but okay.
So, we met an orc, which, by the way, Poppy's Tower is a bunch of shamanistic orcs, if you didn't know that. Very nice, and the exact opposite of every other orc we've ever met, ever.
One was even a druid.
We stayed there for a bit and kind of got some info on Ismail because apparently he stays there or stayed. We're not really sure what his deal is. Either way, he was looking for pieces of a spark and went to an old ruin. We're pretty sure the Rotted Grove, but is either there or Lake Sasso, but I'm pretty sure it was the Rotted Grove. He left me a letter, like, addressed to me, my name on it, in his place in Poppy's Tower, saying that he failed, and that we need to find the pieces of the spark.
Huh.
You said the Rotted Grove?
Yeah.
I don't think I looked there.
It's Rotted Grove or beneath Lake Sasso. But he also said that the Rotted Grove was very, very dangerous and, quote, reeks of the old civilization.
Well,
So, not a place to go lightly.
funny story.
Oh, God.
I didn't go to the Rotted Grove. At least I don't think I did. Aber, do you remember?
You went to the Deadwood.
Okay. Yeah, so I went to the Deadwood on my own on a scouting mission. And I found some ruins, which was an interesting lead, but I started to feel really sick by the time I left. So I didn't stay around for too long. So, dangerous, yes. Definitely.
Do any of you know of a symbol that is an open book with a sword in the middle?
Kakira and Klobar can make me a history check.
Oh, I'm good at history. 17.
Nice.
I rolled a 2.
What did Klobar get?
Not good. An 11.
All right. Kakira, you'd know that's the symbol of the Augurists.
The symbol of the Augurists.
Should I not wear that?
It's up to you.
Not go around. No. I'm asking. This is Calvio asking Kakira.
Okay.
I don't see why not. I mean, they're not really
no one's
around
gonna hate me
anymore.
for wearing that symbol.
Not that I'm
Okay,
aware
cool.
of.
Good. Sounds great.
At this time, Klobar is gonna pull out a pouch and say, "Hey guys, look at this cool rock that I found."
Did you say a rock?
Yeah, he's gonna pull out the rock, and he's going to like hold his hand over it, just to show them what it does, assuming that it still does something at this latitude.
So, it's called Anchorstone, and basically you watch as Klobar puts this rock in the center of the table, puts his hand over it in a certain way, and then the rock stays put even once he moves his hand. It is currently suspended in air above the table.
It's floating.
It's floating.
I thought it was like sitting on the table, and when he took his hand away, it was still sitting at the table.
No. It is currently floating above the table, maybe about 6 inches, however high he would have kept it.
Well, that's a cool trick. What else does it do?
He says, "Well, I still need to do some research, but I remember something about the fact that these the chains of the chained one were made of a material like this.
Oh.
Another application could be floating cities." He said that could explain where missing civilization went.
It could.
I found a rather generous supply of it, but it had some sort of strange moss type vegetation going on it. Also, I got to ride a wyvern.
Oh shit!
What?
Well, okay.
That sounds
Fine,
fun.
just do that without me. That's okay.
So this moss, was it just like moss that
It
looked
was
weird?
like special moss.
Special.
Was it
Like
floating?
eat your
moss?
face moss, or
The jury's out. I was trying to be careful.
Fair.
But I will say that it acted very strangely. I used shape water, and it seemingly Aaron, can you remind me what?
Yeah, for sure.
It did?
So when you use shape water at it to try and see how this plant, like as you got closer to this moss, you could feel the heat emanating from it. Like you were in the center of, if you want to disseminate that location, you can, but you could feel this heat emanating from the moss. And when you put water out towards it, the moss almost grew rapidly towards the water and it evaporated.
In that case, Klobar would describe that, although he wouldn't give them the secret or the location out of respect to the hobgoblin location.
Would Siga have any fucking clue what that is?
You can go ahead and make me a nature check.
that's fucking weird. So like the moss basically just sucked up all the water.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying. Okay.
Something like that.
Oh.
I wish I'd had Flint with me there. He would have tried to cook it.
You'd also remember, Klobar, this is up to you if you disseminate this information, but when you cast Firebolt at it, the moss, it decayed and died.
Oh yeah,
As
he
well.
would also share that information.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not like super scary moss. It's just
Moderately scary moss.
moderate. Yeah. Okay.
Menacing moss.
23.
23! Nice!
Yeah, nature check.
So, it is, what Klobar is describing is called Cinder Moss. It grows in very hot places, namely volcanoes, deep underground where it is extremely warm, and then it adds to the heat. But, ironically enough, when and it's rather dangerous when it's in large quantities. If you get too close to it, it can burn you and it can hurt you. but ironically enough, you can clear it by a large concentration of heat and fire.
That's cool. Okay.
Then Sika probably would have eloquently relayed that in his very, like, druid way of... that sounds like...
Fair enough.
And then knowledge spit all of that at everybody.
Knowledge spit.
Hearing that, Klobar would want to send a message to the guy who took him there, who I can never remember his name.
It should be... Let me pull up. I believe... I have his name. Is it Noristan?
What?
I believe it's Noristan.
Okay.
No. Either way, I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
I'll find the name.
Klobar would send a message. Say,
It is Noristan.
Plant growing on rock is Cinder Moss. Dangerous if handled directly. Use flame to clear from stone.
He would reply back saying, "All right, thank you. Next time we make an expedition down there, we will bring torches farther down." And that is all you get from him.
It was easy enough.
Right. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, go team.
I did do one other thing during this time. Me and Flint spent some time looking into the sickness that's been found around Andorra, and we found people in plague doctor masks who were handing out vials of the sickness to people, claiming it was a cure.
Did you stop them?
I was unable to stop them.
What happened?
I just saw them and they ran the moment they saw me coming.
Oh, so they were like, nope, fuck that.
Fuck
Yeah,
this shit,
They were
I'm
just
out.
in, like, this regular, like, plague doctor mask, like the big, big snouted ones. Yeah.
So, would Flint and I have talked since I
Yeah.
made him the steward?
I would assume you guys would have stopped along the way at Horadine's Hamlet and had a chance to speak with Flint, and Flint would have relayed the same information to you. He would also let you guys know that him and Kikira were able to get a few names, and that they let the guards know to keep an eye out for them. So the disease seems to be taking on a life of its own now and spreading on its own without these flasks around. But it has significantly slowed the spread. Going back, Kikira, going back to your other expedition out, I don't know if you want to let them know if the what you were looking for. I don't know if you were trying to do that or not, but that may not have been explicit.
Yeah. Calvio, you'd mentioned looking for pieces of a spark.
Yeah, that's what Ismail was doing, and
Yeah.
now by default me, because he told me to.
Well, it may seem that some of our goals may be aligned then, because I was in the Deadwood looking for a spark.
Oh.
You would Kikira would know. Kikira, you would know, like, you had found books claiming that the location you're looking for in the Deadwood has one of the pieces.
Yeah, I found a laboratory
Okay, there we go.
that would be housing a spark. I didn't go in. I found the location and left.
So, what is it?
The
I have
spark
no
or the
idea.
laboratory?
The spark, whatever this piece of spark thing is. And I'm assuming since it's a piece of a spark, does that mean it makes a bigger spark? And if so, what happens when you put them together?
Aber?
If I remember correctly, you didn't roll a high enough investigation check when we were doing things, but we can go through and see if you can make a history check for me. The DC is going to be 25 on that.
Oh.
Hello.
Is it possible for me to help now?
You said I need to make a history check?
History check, yes. How would you go about helping him? How would Calvio go about helping him?
Yes. Have I wouldn't have had the chance to read shit. Yeah, I probably can't help. No. I'm here for moral support. Good job. You got this.
All right.
To no advantage.
No.
I am not
Unless
the person
some-
that can give you guidance.
Unless there's somebody else that can provide guidance, that can help, that can think of how they can help in any way, or have spells that can assist. Spells or abilities that can assist.
Did
Yeah, I guidance.
Ismail say anything? Oh, guidance.
No, Ismail did not say anything about what they are or what they do. He just said that he was looking for them, trying to find them, and failed, if I'm reading that letter.
Okay.
But I know a big, tall, scaly friend that might be able to help you.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Sega
nudge,
just like
nudge.
turns and stares at you, and then like offers out like his giant clawed hand. He's like, "Yeah, I can help."
All right. So go ahead and add a D4 to the roll.
Ah, okay. Where did that go? Oh, it's over here. Alright, so this first. That's not good. I don't think the D4 is gonna make that happen.
God damn it.
Oh no!
Yeah. I got a 15.
Yeah,
Man.
you're not sure, man. This is esoteric knowledge about what this thing actually goes to.
Akira will just look at Calvio and go, "Oh."
How long have you been looking for this thing?
Not very long. I think I
Oh,
spent
okay.
maybe a week on that expedition, and
Oh, okay, that's fair.
maybe a couple of the weeks in a library researching.
That's fair.
And there's not much.
Okay, well, yeah, I can agree with that. I will say that as far as Ismail is concerned, there was another person from Honorbound. Is that how I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Bay?
That knows of him. They're called Mailder. Am I saying that right, Aaron?
I believe it. Let me look at my notes here. Trying to find it. Maeldir, yeah, Maeldir, Maeldir.
He, along with Zerf, helped Ismail. Huh?
Maildir's my dad.
What the fuck? Okay.
I want to double check because I was like, didn't I make that name up? I'm pretty sure I made that name up. And then I found it.
I'll be like squinty eyes at you like, do you know of a dude who wore a red cloak that hung around your dad?
Do I? I don't have him written down. If I
Don't worry, I got you. His name's Ismail.
no, some.
Heaven, You don't have a name for him, but you would remember this person coming around once or twice when you were little.
Small world.
So I guess that's what I would. Oh yeah, that guy. He came around.
Yeah, that's his smile.
Uncle.
Yeah, that's my uncle. Yeah, basically.
So.
Is he my uncle?
No, he's not related.
Plot twist.
Your monkey.
Calvio is related to you. Maybe learn. That would be weird.
Wait. Okay.
That would
Wait.
be really weird.
Ismail, the guy.
Yeah, the guy, the red cloak guy that I've been chasing around who saved my ass from a fire when I was tiny tot. Yeah, same dude. That we went to Foppery's tower who left me a note addressed to me. Yeah, same dude.
Got it.
Yep. Well, that was a fun little revelation.
The world.
I don't suppose you have any way of getting in contact with your dad.
Short of me, like, actually going over to Harriman, which we could do, if it's something we, like, direly need to go talk to him about.
Not like... It would be nice, but not like we need to go now. It's just...
Just to
There's
satisfy
nothing.
Calvio's curiosity.
No, well, there's... If he worked with him, that means he might know something we don't. About either the spark, what Ismail was doing, how he was doing it. Ismail traveled alone, so he didn't have a party with him.
And Avery, I'm assuming my dad wouldn't have told me anything.
It's faint memories. Like, he hasn't mentioned about this person, basically.
Okay.
You remember? Okay, we were having like we were chatting like months ago, and you're like, "Oh, that sounds kind of like a fantasy person." Do you remember? If you don't, that's fine. We'll chat later about it. I'm just trying to lead you towards.
I can find it.
No, that's okay. It was on Facebook. Facebook.
Okay,
A while
I'll
ago,
find-
but it's not terribly important.
But I'm.
This trip, like, it would just be nice to talk with your dad, but we don't have to. It's just when there's so little information about all of this around, that anyone who is in contact would be that information would be invaluable. But it could also be the same information we already have. So
We could send a letter. Yeah, Avery?
Yeah, you could find somebody to take a letter. You would know that postage, sending a letter, is a lot more expensive in times like these in like fantasy worlds because they don't have like a set postage system outside of their kingdoms, and they have to pay for protection on the road, and they have to pay for their time.
Okay.
You need hazard pay.
Or could send a message on your behalf.
Klobar would have to be familiar with him. So if there's a way that Kakira can have Klobar become familiar with him, like a visage or something.
and does Marsica have a picture?
I don't think she'd have a picture. I don't know if you have access to like minor illusion or any illusion spells.
I don't know.
Dang, that was a good idea though.
Just draw him.
You could draw a rough sketch. How good am I at drawing?
Do you want to try?
Yes.
All right, you get a pen. Are you proficient with artist tools?
Nope.
Okay, go ahead and make me a dexterity check.
Dexterity, alright.
Give her guidance.
Huh?
Nothing to our tall, scaly dragon friend. Nothing. I said nothing.
I was gonna say, so you could probably lean over. Do you want any help?
16.
Oh, you didn't hear it. Sika said, "Okay."
4.
Alright, yeah.
Do you want to? Are you giving guidance?
What guidance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the future, I'll allow it for right now, but in the future, for those that are rolling, make sure that you take the guidance that you're saying you're taking the guidance or something before you tell me what the result is.
Okay.
So.
Got
Wow,
it.
heaven. Wow, heaven.
No.
Yeah.
Within the guidance
So I just rolled.
spell that it
What?
can roll the die before or after making the ability.
Oh, or after. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so we're still good. All right, I thought it had to be before. Good to know.
Okay, so it was a 16.
Roll a d4.
Roll your d4.
$17.
17.
Damn.
It's better than a stick figure, at least.
It's definitely better than a stick figure. Like, you got a napkin nearby, and you were like, got a pen, you're drawing on this napkin. I say that is just enough to get the basic features. Klobar can try if he feels comfortable.
So, would that be
Yeah,
enough?
Cobra wants to try.
Would that
Okay.
be enough for me to cast? Fucking, where'd it go? Silent image to make a person.
Yeah, I would say that is enough for you to cast Silent Image from that. And then Marsica can tell you how accurate it is.
Ooh.
Okay. Can I do that?
Sure. Is that what you do?
Yes.
Okay. So, you create a silent image next to the table in the middle of this crowded inn. And you're definitely getting some looks. And it looks a little like the face is a little not symmetrical. And the features are a little off. But Marsica, go ahead and give a description of what your father looks like.
Oh, God. Okay. So, he's tall. He'd have the long, straight,
There we go.
kind of Elrond. Picture Elrond, okay?
Okay.
Basically and but not quite the actor playing Elrond, but you know, Elrond-esque. He got long hair, because of brown hair, and we're gonna give him green eyes, and he's like 6 feet, like 6'2", like pretty fit looking guy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Sika
Yeah.
is gonna pipe up and snarkily say, "You've just described half the elves in Sacred Grove."
Nice.
There'd be really, I mean, he's like, Aber, did we decided that he's like the he's like the main ranger.
He's the main ranger there, yeah.
Right. Yeah, so he'd be like like a captain or something.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So he might be wearing more like captain's type garb when it comes down to like his clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone of importance. But he's not necessarily politically like you know, armory importance. Armory. I'm trying here.
That's okay. No, that's an excellent description. So from that,
So does that
Would-
help him before he's like
it
better
increased
now?
the chance of it. So Klobar, would you there is a
Cobra get some guidance
Yeah.
from his
All right.
good friend Sika. Would that be possible?
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
And you get guidance. And you get guidance.
So
Just here to help today.
go ahead and roll a d20 plus the d20 and a d4. If the combined result is above 5, then it succeeds. If it is below 5, it fails.
You said roll a d20 and a d4?
And the d4. If the combined result is 5 or above, or 6 or above, it succeeds. If it is 5 or below, it fails. So 1 through 15 or higher, in fact, 6 and higher succeeds. 5 and lower fails. Right? So basically the DC 11. Okay, you're good. Everybody's giving me looks like I'm not explaining this well.
I just don't know why you kept explaining.
Yeah, yeah, because I kept getting looks, and I was like,
We made Aaron nervous.
Yes.
Summoned Hustler the rabbit.
Oh God, here we go.
They can hear what. what?
Dude, when I forgot about
The rabbit.
I forgot about the damn rabbit.
I thought it was a crow.
He switched it to a rabbit last session.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
No.
Or-
Rabbit.
My crow still exists. I have to cast Major Illusion so y'all can hear what.
Oh, that's right.
Because I'm translating it from my brain to
As a rabbit.
the rabbit. Clovar's gonna say,
Oh,
okay, what should
yeah.
I say?
Okay. Clobar just asked you all, what should he say?
Oh fuck. Hang on.
He's-
Let me look at my notes.
He's like, I can do my best Marsica impression. Hello, I'm Marsica, your daughter.
in the movie Brave, where the dad like imitates.
Yes.
Oh, look at Merida! Look at my long hair flowing in the wind.
Yes. That's so good. Holy shit.
Fuck. Shit. How do we ask him everything in 20 words?
25.
You don't. You have
25
to pare
words.
it down.
And you have to leave the last
is
5
more
for you
important
can.
to know about the spark or Ismail. Probably Ismail. We should, because otherwise he's gonna be like, "Why the fuck am I telling you about a spark?" We should probably say something about Ismail.
It's up to you guys. What are you saying?
Hello, Haremben. This is a friend of Marsica.
Hello.
Haremben. This is a
Oh,
friend of.
His name is Melier. It's not. Hey, Rombin is the place.
Sorry, fuck, I'm looking at my notes wrong. Sorry.
That's okay.
Help it.
Read my mind.
Yes.
We know you were friends. This is terrible. Okay. How do we ask him if he was friends with, like, how well he knew Ismail?
You friend with Ismail?
I think we need more ag to ask this question.
Why do many words when few do trick?
Why say much word do trick?
Oh my God.
Perfect. Okay. Where is my? I need Google Docs. Okay.
Take out all articles.
Okay. Male deer. I am a friend of Marsica.
Not a female deer.
Oh my God.
Doe? So it's not a doe.
We are looking for info on Ismail and the spark. We could use your assistance. Please respond. Does your dad know about the spell sending? Marska?
Would he know? I mean, I feel like he's a smart guy, but
I mean,
he was
magic is more known to elves, I would guess. Yeah, he would have heard of it. It's up to you guys if you want to say you can reply to this message or not. In the spell's description, they inherently know, right?
Oh.
So it's not like you guys have to do that anyways.
So I've got Aeldir. I am a friend of Marsica. We are looking for info on Ismail and the Spark. We could use your help. We have 3 words.
Love you, Dad.
Thanks, babe.
Love you, Dad. Alright, that's 25 words exactly. I'll put it in the 20 so you guys can see it if you like it.
Thanks, I hate it.
It's Marsica's dad, so I'll leave that decision up to her.
Wait, why did you say that you're a friend of Marsica, but then you said love you, Dad?
Because we have 3 words left.
We'll say this is Marsica. So Dad, this is Marsica.
Dad, it's your daughter.
This is Marsica.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have 3 more words.
Okay, but they're gonna think, why does Marsica sound like a grown man?
All the time in the background, people are like coming up and thanking you again for the drinks every once in a while, and they're all a little drunk.
I have like a little like napkin that I've been writing this on and like scratching it out because I hate it. Every like 2 minutes.
Yep.
You can talk in a high pitch, she'll be fine.
So, do we want to leave it with the first one, or
Do I have to do a performance check to do my Marsica impression?
Probably.
Okay. Kolor is just gonna go for it,
All right.
and he's going to use his portent roll to replace his performance check with a 5, so it will be
Oh.
especially bad.
All right.
I'm writing it down.
Your dad has a sense of humor, Marsica.
So what, Klobar? What do you say to Maelier?
Hi, Dad. This is Marsica. We're looking for info on Ismail and the Spark. We could use your help. Love you, Dad. D.
There's a pause. And
There should be.
you almost think he's not going to respond for a second. He says, I'm not sure how you were able to get to me, but I don't know you. You are not my daughter. I am very curious, though.
You gotta tell him who you are now.
Alright, I have one spell slot left, so I'm gonna say sorry. This is Klobar, am friend of Marsica. Couldn't resist. We are looking for information on the Spark. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You thought you might know something.
He replies to that much quicker and says, now that I believe, Marsica always had interesting friends. Ismael was a friend of mine.
You're close family friend. I found it.
He has not been through in some years. Spark unknown.
You all hear this coming from the mouth of a rabbit.
The entire inn is like stopped drinking at this point. It's just watching this interaction as you guys are doing this in the corner.
They're probably all wondering if their drinks were
Yeah, they're like staring at this talking rabbit specifically.
The rabbit hop up on a table with another handful of Clobar's gold and say, "Another round for everybody!"
And then they go, "Oh, no!" Be another 3 gold.
Three gold.
Okay, sounds good. And then that kind of like distracts them for a little bit. There.
Back to your drinks, peasants. It's fine.
Yep.
Ignore us.
Ooh, look at this over here, Bob.
We're on Honorbound business.
So, definitely doesn't sound like a trip would be super useful.
No. Unfortunately.
We would come out better just going straight to the Rotted Grove if that's what we're gonna do. We don't have to, but
Deadwood's
if we're
a
looking for
little
info
closer.
on this, if we're looking for more on this, we should just go to one of these places because that's where we're at. If that's what we decide to do.
Patrick said the Deadwood is closer. I'm not sure if you guys heard that.
Well,
Like
my only
significantly
thing,
closer.
my only thing with that is Ismail went to the Rotted Grove, so he could still be there in whatever manner that is. And I'd like to know.
I mean,
We should maybe do some more reconnaissance on this Rotted Grove thing if it's really all that dangerous.
we can't stay for long. Like I said, I started to feel really bad, and I was only there for a few days.
But that was the Deadwood.
That was, but I imagine.
But this
they're
is the
gonna
Rotted
be very
Grove.
similar.
Do you have? Did you have research to say that they were similar?
I think I did. Let me check. Or if Aber knows.
Yes, you did. You did have research. They are similar places. There are certain aspects of them that are different, but
The only other place we have, or that we know of that's related to this, is Lake Sasso, and that's home to wild elves.
Well, we know the Deadwood is related.
Yeah, though. Well, the Rotted Grove and Lake Sasso were specifically mentioned to the two of us as places
Right.
that Ismail was going to look for Spark. He left a letter saying that if I was reading it, he failed, and then in the letter he said he was going to the Rotted Grove. So he's still there, maybe in some fashion, be that trapped or dead. But I'm with you. I don't want to run headfirst into whatever it is.
If this place really makes us sick, maybe we should send someone like Excelsior who can't get sick.
We
We don't know
could.
where he is.
But we don't know where he is.
Oh,
But
we
you
picked up the
you
message.
told Clobar that he went with a group of individuals like him. You know,
Oh,
maybe
we
their
could send
goals
him a
align with
message.
ours.
Well, they went south, right? They were going into the desert.
Sinking.
Yeah.
sinking country, desert around that area.
They'd be really far. But yeah, that would be ideal. Would be to use one of them. Or someone of that faction that's like them. But either way, we're probably still gonna have to go.
This is gonna be a really random thought, but you remember that suit we brought back from?
It is on the same
The
dock.
suit that Zerf has?
Yeah, the one that Clobar tried to wear.
Yeah.
That was from the old world, and my sources told me that there may be some remnants or energy or something from the old world at least in the Deadwood. Might be worth
definitely in
it
the
to
Rotted
get that
Grove.
suit. might be worth it to try to get that suit back.
You
Maybe
think
we
could
should go talk to
recreate
her.
that suit? Like
that.
refabricate some working copies of it?
If you have the spell Fabricate, definitely you would know. Like, something like that, I think. That's a higher level spell. That is,
Heard of that spell.
so you'd have to do some digging. It might be possible.
We can go talk to Zerf and see.
Yeah, if she has it, we're gonna have to talk to her anyway and see if we can even figure out if that's what it does.
Yeah, it's just a shot in the dark, but
So so there's like something in the air there, or something magical there that makes
I think
you
it's
sick. Do you
something
know?
magical.
Okay. So it sounds like before we can even do anything, we're gonna have to go chat with Zerf.
Yeah. I think it's probably the best place to start, right?
Yeah. Desperately looking through my notes trying to find anything.
So what are you guys doing? Are you gonna bed down here for the night? You gonna talk? You guys want to talk some more, Caesar? Or
We should probably. I mean, it's probably pretty late.
yeah, I'd say it's getting with the amount of conversing you guys have done. It's getting well into the evening. People are finishing up their drinks and are starting to make their way home.
Would probably look over at Clover and be like, I'm still stuck on this. How was that wyvern ride?
He says, it was really cool for like the first 10 minutes, but it was kind of a long trip. My butt was really tired by the end of it.
Fair. Zig is like struggling for words. What was like? What was it like? I want to know.
It was really cool.
I mean, I'm probably asking for details for a while back, but it's like
Yeah,
sorry,
it's
I got
been a
carried.
minute. I honestly, my takeaway was the cool rock. You know, I'm a book nerd. Those are the sorts of things that interest me. He says that and really cool book forts.
Shakira shakes her head.
The CEO probably go, okay, there. One day. He just kind of like stares off for a second.
All right. You all making your way to bed?
Yep.
It'll be a silver to stay the night here.
That's easy enough.
All right.
I mean, they won't give us a room after all that money.
No.
Clover spent.
Nope. Where did my...
Do they even still have alcohol?
Oh, yeah. This is one of the more popular inns in Andorra.
This is
So-
what I was gonna say. Multiple rounds with 30 plus people in the bar.
Yeah, they have a lot. They have a lot, and you'd probably guess that they either have ties to people who make their own out in the nearby forest, or underneath, like make their own beer and stuff. But, anyways, you all eventually find your way to sleep. A lot to think about, and a lot to decide on where to go next. Siga, you don't sleep as soundly as some. The thought of that wyvern ride, you almost imagine yourself flying through the air. And you look around from right to left. You seem to have wings of sorts in this dream. Flying over the landscape, you see forests below you, and you come to land on a snowy mountain. When a voice fills your head. He seeks us. He has found a few. And then you see, very out of place on this snowy mountain, a golden canary fly up right in front of you. And then there is a pop, and you awake in the middle of the night.
He gets very confused, but very curious. And honestly relieved that streams weren't like one of the path.
You're able to get back to sleep. And it is fine for the rest of the night. Calvio.
Oh, shit.
You can't help but think of the visage. The last time you were in Andorra. Of that purplish skinned woman with a curling grin and horns peering into you. Luckily, she doesn't seem to reach through tonight, but the fear is there. Everybody else, you all have a sound night's sleep. And you awake in the morning. We'll go ahead and take a 5-10 minute break there because I desperately need to use the restroom. And then we will be back shortly.
Hey.
My important rules for the new day.
Yoink. And we're back. Let me turn that on. So, you all wake up in the morning. You eventually find your way down to breakfast and have some food. The day is yours. What are you guys all doing?
Wait. Before we do that, while we're at breakfast, I want to go up to Clobar and say, I need your help.
Or we're, like,
Nothing serious.
just the, like, mastermind, like, rubbing his hands together. He's like, what's the job?
No, nothing like that. I feel weird carrying this sword around and not naming it. And kind of after everything I've been through, I was thinking about naming it the Traveler, but I felt it would be better to ask you if that's something that your people would even think about naming a sword, or how they name a sword.
Should I make a history check?
You can either make a history check and have me come up with something, or you can come up with something right now. Trust you to do that.
Oh,
I'm gonna roll.
Like if it's like a dumb thing, I can, because you know your people would be honorable and they would have a specific ceremony for something like this if it's an important weapon.
Here's what I want to do. I want to roll, and then I want you to PM me. because
Okay.
I want to make my own decision about what I tell David.
Okay.
Fair.
Sounds good.
Oh, that's not great. That's a 10.
It's a 10. All right, let me get the dice tower out of the way. No, it's not a high DC. If there's anything you guys would like to talk about amongst yourselves while I'm writing this down, please feel free.
I want more chalk.
What?
I want more chalk.
Sika is probably turning to Kira and saying, I had another dream last night.
Kira looks interested.
But this one wasn't as bad as the others.
Send it to you and roll 20.
Okay.
So Sika would tell you about the dream and how it felt like he had wings and he landed on a very snowy mountain. And heard the words, he seeks us, and he has found a few. And then I saw a golden canary that's very out of place. He could probably be like, I've seen the golden canary in my dreams before. Do you have any idea what it could mean?
I do remember that. What was it? The golden canary is a symbol of hope. I think hope
Mhm.
and like pure good or something like that.
Yep.
And the last dream you had before this one was the first time you saw the canary.
I believe so. It's either the one before last or the one before that one.
Yeah, it was one of the last couple.
And now you're not having the chained one appear in your dreams,
Yeah, he wasn't there this time.
which could be a good sign.
But then who is the he that seeks us?
I think he is the chained one.
Right. So he's found a few. Does that mean I'm not one?
Maybe you managed to escape? I'm not sure.
I just want to know where these are coming from. Sika seems kind of stressed out about the dreams. Like low key, very low key.
All right. Move back over to Clobar and Calvio.
Clobar would say to Calvio, it is traditional to name the sword after with a name relevant to a large victory or battle, but the sword chose you, and if you feel that another name speaks to you, then you should go with that.
Okay. So calling it the Traveler wouldn't be like an insult, or
No.
okay.
I did see. What's the name of the swordsmith?
I did this to myself. His name, I believe, is Gostin.
I did see Gostin. I told him how valiantly you fought with the blade while
Did
I
my
was
best.
home.
I appreciate that.
So, is there anything Marsica would like to say to the group? Anything Kakira would like to say to the group before you all make your way to see Zerf?
No, I think Marsica got it all out the night before when we were all chatting.
Okay.
So.
Could Kira have anything?
I mean, Kira would have had the chat with Siga, and other than that, would have been looking at that old tattered journal
Okay.
that Calvio gave her.
Also, I forgot to mention something else that, sorry, before I forget this, I forgot to mention something else Flint would have mentioned. He kept looking into the sickness stuff when you left Kira, and he found out one more bit of information that, the inmates at the local, penitentiary, they are often sent into the sewers in order to clean things up and make sure they're working properly. But there have been inmates that haven't been coming back from certain sections of the sewers.
Sounds like we have a few things running for us, guys.
Yeah.
There are
Zerf.
definitely
I still think we should go to Zerf first.
All right. So, you guys make your way across the way into walking through the nice, almost little park area around her tower. You walk up the cobblestone steps, and before you see the whoop, and what Flint has started calling Gilbert appears before you, and he says, "What's your business?"
Gilbert.
Hello?
You know us, Gilbert. Come on, let us in.
What's your business?
Fine. We need to talk to Zerf about the suit that we gave her because it might take us to the Rotted Grove.
Or the Deadwood.
Either way. If I
And
say Ismail, will you let me in?
you need to see Zerf about the suit. I'll ask about Ismail too. And he goes, whoop.
We
And
really got to figure out how to get past this.
I don't seem to know how to work him. We gotta
Has
learn.
anybody tried to just walk past him?
Yeah, but we can't open the door unless he lets us in.
Ziga chuckles and says, maybe I can scare him.
Aurora says, "Oh, he doesn't look that tough. I could take him."
Oh, certainly. He's just annoying. He's not like tough.
he comes back and he says, I heard that. Zerf will see you. And he comes over and the door opens.
We go.
And you head inside at the first landing of Zerf's tower. It takes but a moment, and she comes down, Anastasia in tow behind her. And she is kind of like doting on Anastasia a little bit, turning back and talking to her, and then coming down the stairs a bit. And she says, "Oh, so you're looking to... You want to speak about the suit? And what is this about Ismail?"
So, two things. Long story short, Siga and I went to Poffrey's Tower. Ismail stays there. He left a letter addressed to me. Said he was going to the Rotted Grove, and then if I was reading it, he failed. He was looking for a piece of the spark. Kakira went to the Deadwood, which is similar to the Rotted Grove. Said she felt really sick being there, something magical. We think the suit can help us go through without feeling sick.
Well, that's what I was thinking of. So that was a lot of information. One thing at a time for me. Regarding the suit, I believe I've got it repaired, and I was hoping to get it tested soon.
We can do that. Do you think you could make more, or...
I personally cannot make more, but I have connections in Aurealis for those that make garments, and magical and otherwise. I may be able but they would need an example of the work, and it would take a little bit of time. But I would recommend testing this one first before they start building possibly non-functioning suits.
So we take the suit, we go to the Deadwood, because it's close. We test it out, see if it works. Come back, tell you, then go to Aurealis if it works, and if not, plan B.
That sounds like a good plan to me. And she turns towards Anastasia and she says, "Will you be a dear and go ask Elgash to fetch the suit from the vault?" And she kind of nods. She turns over behind Zerf's back and like waves at all of you guys, and then runs up the stairs. And then she says, "Ismail has always kept eclectic company. I'm not sure what is at Palfrey Tower. I've heard that it is very far south."
He seemed to go there to relax.
Interesting.
But we did find out that he was friends with our companion's father, and I like gesture to Marsica.
If he was a close family friend, he would come by. Didn't know his name. I was too young.
Interesting.
Small world.
Ismail was the last of the Augurists, but you'd think that would keep him a little safer, but it seems like he kept around, moving around a lot.
This guy.
Old as shit.
I'm not exactly certain how old he is, but if I remember correctly, Augurists have an ability to have a certain sort of hibernation, a sleep that prolongs their life. They may sleep for years on end.
That was me after all those drinks last night.
You don't think he would be mad if I borrowed one of his extra cloaks?
She kind of looks around. Are you currently wearing it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And she looks at it, a small smirk, and she looks around, and you have the logo emblazoned on the back, correct?
Oh, yeah.
And she would say, "Now, if you're going to wear that, you should know the connotations it brings for those that know what it means."
Sure. Just so you guys know, like, I guess I could explain it to you now. So, I have a new cloak. From a distance, and if you're not looking really, really hard, it's just a black cloak. But if you pay attention to it, like the light hits it the right way, it's got red, like, heathered into it, and the red in it makes arcane circles that are large, seemingly random, and in the center, like on the dead of my back, basically, is the book with the sword on it. And if you were to look inside the jacket is entirely reversible. So the inside is the exact same as the outside, except the colors are flipped. So the inside is entirely red, and the arcane circles in the book are black. And there's pockets.
Is it like a magical item, or...?
No, it's just for flavor.
No. It's just
I was
flavor.
about to say.
Yeah.
No. That would be a pretty dope magical item.
That would be like if I used to spell the cloak arcane circles glue. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I might
But
steal
then-
that idea.
I'd be
No,
the
it's
only
just
one in the
flavor.
party without a magical item.
Oh, just wait.
Never mind.
You have magic.
But
So-
that's the cloak, essentially, since it's come up twice. I can explain that to you now.
Yeah.
And I found one of Ismail's cloaks there, and I went into the inner circle and had someone make one, basically combining my cloak and his into this cloak. But anyway, continue, Aaron. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. She would say, If you're going to wear that symbol, it has a lot of connotations to it, some that I am not even sure I understand or know about. But basically, it is... The Augurists were peacekeepers. They went around and they solved problems, magical and otherwise. They served as counselors to royalty. They were well-known arcanists. They had a myriad of different occupations and abilities. But their main goal was to keep the peace in this land. It will bring a lot of attention.
Doing already.
To a degree.
We speak to kings or their regents. We've solved lots of problems, and I look at Klobar. I say we bring peoples together. What more could they ask for?
I'm not sure if they'd be asking more, but more eyes would be on you. Now,
Let them come.
what do you know about this Guardian Spark?
Not a damn thing.
It's divided. It's not in one piece.
This is his
we
thing.
have to collect multiple pieces of it.
There are, as far as my reading goes, there are 3 pieces. It doesn't necessarily have any inherent magical benefit to somebody, but it is a, if I understand it correctly, a power source of sorts. I'm not sure what it is for. But, and she rolled relatively high on her history check. That's what I know. You find these 3 pieces, and together they create a power core of sorts. Massive amounts of energy can be generated from it.
Okay. Well, I think we might know where all 3 are.
We can make a good guess at the very least.
Or at least where they were.
Once we get them, what do we do with them?
Presumably put them together and figure out what's the final piece, what they power.
But couldn't putting an artifact together so powerful be inherently dangerous? Perhaps we're doing the work of someone else.
It's possible.
For them.
So,
I know
how much
is...
does oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I assume Ismail would have come to the same conclusion, but perhaps he was searching them to keep them out of the hands of someone else.
How much does Calvia know about the chains and what's keeping the chained one chained?
Go ahead and make me a history check.
While he's doing that,
David
Clover...
is putting this together, but I don't know if Calvia would.
Okay.
Can Kira help Calvio?
Sure.
Yes. I'm gonna say yes.
What is, before we get there, what did Klobar want to do?
He wants to show Zerf the rock and talk about how he found, the hobgoblins had found quite a large supply of it.
She would be incredibly interested in this, by the way. Too. She's like trying to contain her interest at this rock.
He says that he wonders if it's possible that there are like floating civilizations.
I know that there were attempts at creating floating cities at the with finding some deposits like this, but there was never enough. I theoretically it's possible.
I mean, he describes in great detail how much, like, just how much of this stuff there was down there.
Like, her eyes furrow, or her brow furrows. And she says, well, that would be enough to hold up a large or a medium-sized building at the very least. That is from what I could see. She's like, she's wondering if there's more.
Some forging qualities, like if I were to make a staff out of this, or a sword, or
she thinks for a second, and she almost has an epiphany from your question. She immediately looks at you and says, have you heard of the immovable rods?
I can't say that I have.
Ancient magical items that were created. You pressed a button, and they would stay in place. No matter, they would hold probably about 1,000 pounds.
Oh. Interesting. And what exactly were these used for?
All sorts of things. There were tales of ancient adventurers using 2 of them to climb into the air to get to different locations. To hold back a cave-in. It's many different things. So that's what she would say regarding that. What was the... You were doing a history roll, and what was the question to that?
I said I wanted to help.
Oh, okay. Oh, how were you helping?
I figured
What was
Kira
it?
had a lot of knowledge.
About the chained one's chains. Yes.
Yeah,
Then,
And
yeah,
how
you...
it's changed.
Yeah, then you...
Like, yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead and make a... what was it? The history check? What was it? And then you can do it with advantage since Kakira helped.
Okay. Well, I have to crit to get better than that. I rolled the same thing twice. Okay.
Hell yeah.
23.
23. So, you would know the basic, general knowledge here that the mythological housing of the Chained One is the mountain directly north of Aurealis, right? And then there would be that the most well-known chained location is the Great Shackle just north of the Badlands. And so there are 4 to 6, I can't remember, I don't have the map in front of me, different keeps that kind of watch over this Great Shackle. It's almost like the different civilizations send forces. It's almost like the Northern Wall in Game of Thrones, where people will send that, and like they can either choose to do their penance or they can go serve here, right? But it's also bulwarked with or bolstered with actual forces.
So,
right?
Would it theoretically have taken a fuck ton of energy to chain him?
Yeah, a fuck ton of magical energy to chain him, for one. And 2, there were probably, from what you can gather, 1 chain would not suffice with this sort of entity, from what you can tell. So there will probably be multiple chains, right? But that is the known one.
So
Do
if
we
it
know
would have taken
anything?
a fuck... Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask if we knew anything about the heroes who chained him the first time.
I don't think so. You go ahead and make me a history check. This is like the annals of history.
Angels.
Oh my god. Logan.
Oh no.
You have a important roll.
Yeah, but I can't. I've already rolled.
Oh,
I
you've already
can't.
rolled. Okay.
Yeah, I've already rolled. That's a 10.
It's a 10? You're not really sure. Aside that it was done a long time ago.
He'd ask Zerf that, though.
What are you asking Zerf exactly?
Do we know anything about those who sealed this entity away the first time? Perhaps we could find the binding ritual that they used to re-strengthen the chains.
I don't know. It was a very long time ago. That's a good, it's a good avenue, though. Perhaps.
I'm just worried that if we're putting something to, like, why would you separate this so nobody could put it back together again? Why would you put it in places that are really hard to get to so no one can get it? Why would you keep that away? Because it did something really important that you don't want undone. And the only thing that I can think of that's even remotely close to that is chaining a deity to a mountain.
It's that's very possible.
So
I'll have to consult my notes and see. I'm not certain.
It's either that or a weapon.
I'm not certain, but with what I know of this spark is that it's from the old world.
Oh, okay.
It is not necessarily magical in nature, though they were starting to experiment with magic, so it might possibly be. It perhaps has many uses. This could have been one of the uses to supercharge some magic. I don't know.
We're just going to find a piece when we find out, I guess.
I know that they had great weapons in the old world. And some of this great weapon may have needed to be powered by this thing.
We think one's in the Deadwood. The Deadwood is a really fucked place to go. We know one's in the Rotted Grove. The Rotted Grove, or we think one's in the Rotted Grove, because Ismail went there. It's a really fucked place to go. Do you know anything about Lake Sasso and the Wild Elves?
Lake Sasso, it is an overgrown wilderness. The wild elves that live there are extremely reclusive. They do not like outsiders. They are not, anatomically speaking, they're much like our wood elf friend here, and she gestures towards Marsica. But their culture is more standoffish, let's say. But they were supposed to be guarding something in Lake Sasso.
Well, that's convenient. So do you think that these pieces might have something to do with all of these things? And that the wild elves have found a way of containing whatever the spark does to the environment that it's in? Because it's the Deadwood, and that place, it's literally in the name. And then the Rotted Grove, also in the name.
Well, there are 3 of those decaying forests.
Maybe one was moved after they figured out how to contain it.
I was gonna say, what was the third one?
The skeleton trees.
It could have been there and then moved after they figured out how to contain it. But that's just speculation. Either way, I mean...
That close to the lake?
Yeah, where are the skeleton trees?
Let me show you guys.
I could look at the world anvil and figure that out myself.
Let's go to
Keep it up.
Hey Pat,
our
can you send me the world
region
anvil?
map here.
Since it's
Sure.
been like 13 years.
Yeah.
So, the skeleton trees... So, the Deadwood is right close to Andorra. The Rotted Grove is next to around Lake Sasso, in between like the Raging Peaks and Lake Sasso. And then the skeleton trees are east of Aurealis and north of Sanctuary Grove.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I see.
Out there.
Three very different places in location-wise.
They're, I think, a couple, like multiple days flying away from each other. Maybe a
Well,
week.
not all of us can fly.
Well, that's not my problem.
No. Well, there's still just information we don't know. Even if there was one in the Rotted Grove, why would it have been moved to Lake Sasso? And the other weird thing is, if they're protecting it in Lake Sasso, and Lake Sasso is like where the water from the entire region comes from, why aren't we feeling effects from this piece that's in the water? Unless it's not in the water, you know, I mean, it's just, there's lots of strange things, but it is rather strange that there's one in the Deadwood and one in the Rotted Grove, but then there's the skeleton trees, but it's not there. We think it's in Lake Sasso. It's just lots of weird.
Well, and Zerf kind of gets a smirk here. She says, if you want to follow this lead, you're going to have to pick a direction. Just see what happens, I guess.
Well, Deadwood's the closest, and we have the suit, so let's just do that.
There's
we all
one
good
suit
for
and
that?
6 of us.
Well, I mean, we can get to the edge of the Deadwood, have someone put it on, and walk in.
Patrick,
I would say probably Kakira.
Kakira, you would remember that you were able to get to the ruin before you started to, like, now that you know where it is, you could get there before the point you would start feeling sick, from what you remember.
I was searching for multiple days before I started to really feel something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so if
like,
we're quick,
it wouldn't matter.
I wouldn't say it wouldn't matter, but we wouldn't feel any effects. Most likely.
So how would we test the suit? And it would have to be you, because you know what the effects were. Because we don't know. It would have to be you. Can Kakira even fit in the suit?
No, not with her wings.
I mean, Klobar fit, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
6 feet tall.
Yeah, but he doesn't have wings.
Oh.
And so...
I mean,
That's-
also
Hero, look at Calvio.
danger aspect.
I mean, no, Klobar is just as probably more intelligent than I am. He'd be able to keep track of that. I mean, if we put him in there and he starts feeling weird, he'd be like, "Hey guys, I'm feeling fucking weird."
I mean,
So specific.
I think any one of us would notice. It's not like it was.
It would just be convenient if it
subtle.
was you, because you've already felt it, and then you would 100% know.
Well,
Whoa, there's a lot of static happening right now.
Logan,
Logan, what's
It might be
happening?
my what you call it?
it's
it's good
Okay.
now, so.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, I just wondered because sometimes my mic picks up my external hard drive.
Okay.
I
Oh.
wondered if it was like the fan because I moved.
Yeah,
it
it sounded
farther
like a
away.
fan.
It could have been a fan for sure.
Well, do you guys just want to take the suit, get some supplies, and start heading that way?
Yeah.
Or is there
Sounds good
anything
to
here
me.
you guys want to do before we leave?
Uh,
You guys gonna stop by Horridine's Hamlet on the way there?
If it's on the way, then yeah, for sure.
Is it on the way?
It would be faster to just cut through the mountain pass, but if you follow a road, like it. Let me look at Hoarding's Hamlet's about there.
I'd be like, oh, right. You guys can't fly over the mountains.
And so
we had to find a different way.
So the path of least, if you didn't want to traverse the where are we at here? If you didn't want to traverse through the mountains, you could go north outside of the city and then head directly into the Deadwood. It would take longer and you would be spending more time in the Deadwood if you went that direction. Or you could go south towards Hoarding's Hamlet and cut up through the mountains, and you'd have to deal with the climbing of the mountains and dealing with that, getting through the mountain passes. And Kikira came across something out there as well, going that direction. But it's less time in the Deadwood.
What was the thing you found?
I am currently remembering.
He's
Currently remembering.
A gargantuan bird.
Was it
Burp. Like
a
bigger
friendly
than me.
bird?
Burp. No.
No!
Why don't you speak your bird language to it? Maybe you can communicate with it.
It was very aggressive, and I had to hide in a cave to get
It
away
wanted to
from
eat
it.
you.
Probably. So I don't know if anybody would be able to recognize it, but there were red, blue, and purple feathers. If that helps anybody.
That would be
Both
Know
Siga,
what that?
Clobar, the DC would be higher for Clobar, but Siga and Marsica, but Clobar has a chance, but Siga and Marsica would be able to make a nature check as well. So 3 of you guys can
I'll
make a
let them
nature
do
check.
it.
Okay.
Sounds fancy. What's that?
You said nature, right?
Nature, yeah.
Yeah.
The dirty 20.
From what Dirty 20 would definitely get it. From what Patrick is describing, at first you think it's a periton, but he didn't say any of the horns, right? So the periton, in the size he's describing, it seems like it might be a smaller rock.
ROK.
ROC.
Or ROC.
Yeah.
Siga would.
You're not entirely certain of the size of it.
So Siga would ask, Kikira, do you remember how big the bird was? Because I might know what it is.
Gargantuan.
It was pretty huge
It was very,
for his.
very large.
And you were also
I was
scared
trying not
and
to
running.
Like, I saw it coming towards me, and I dove for the mountains to try to find somewhere to hide. So I did not get a great look, but it was large.
So then would that help me, figure out which one it was?
Probably a rock.
Okay. So then I'd probably tell him. Do I know anything about them?
They're very large, very angry, very predatory. They're very territorial, so if you get into their territorial range and they know you're there.
Gotcha. Siga would definitely be relaying all that information. Once again, more knowledge spinning.
You're not entirely sure why, but you have an inherent dislike of this creature that he's describing.
he could probably say it with like a disgusted snarl on his face and these creatures and very obvious disdain. Probably some eye rolling.
Zerf will come back down, or Elgash will come down the stairs, carrying the suit nicely folded up, and he says, "Oh, which one of you wanted this?"
I look at Calvio.
I can take it if
I
nobody
mean,
wants to.
I can take it. It's fine.
Who am I handing it to?
I'll take it. I'm taking the stupid suit.
Okay, hands it to Calvio.
What do I put this as?
How would you know it as? I don't really.
Weird.
Yeah, weird suit would be a pretty good descriptor for you.
Okay.
All right. And then Zerf says, I'm working on a little bit of things. I'm trying to teach little Anastasia here, as she comes back, a new cantrip. Can you show them your new trick? And Anastasia nods quickly, and you watch as a hand, like a spectral hand, comes from hers, and she goes and picks up like a nearby glass with it and brings it to her.
Oh, Kira's just staring at Calvio.
Oh.
Like with that look.
Oh. Calvio moves his hands in a bunch of weird ways, and then another hand pops up and like goes over and like tries to fist bump the other one.
She kind of like cocks her head slightly, and then comes and does a quick fist bump with the mage hand.
My mage hand does a thumbs up.
she laughs. And so, well, unless there's anything else you need of me, we will be on our way.
Thank you for your help again.
And thank you for everything that you do.
We will let you know how this goes.
All right. Clobar, try not to drink too much in the night as well. And she laughs.
No promises.
And she heads back up. So, where are you guys heading? Which route are you going to take? You would know that the fort is ready at this point.
We should go check out the fort.
Oh, we definitely gotta check out the fort.
Check out the fort.
Is the fort all the way to the Deadwood?
From the route you guys are taking, yes.
Okay.
So, due to the increased activity of supplies heading from Andorra to Horridine's Hamlet, the road is a lot more patrolled at this time, and it is a lot safer to traverse for the next few days. So, you guys get to Horridine's Hamlet. If there's anything you guys would like to say to each other on the road, feel free. But if not, let me find our deal here.
I know you said it was safer, but do we see any hints of like, because we saw some undead the last time we passed through, and that was a little unsettling.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a perception check if you'd like for each of the nights.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. You said for each of the nights?
Yeah, for whoever wants to. Like we could do like quick watches. I can tell you the kinds of things that you guys would have seen.
Do you want me to help you with that, or do you want me to do a separate one?
I guess within 60 feet's not that much.
Is it 3 nights?
It will be 3 nights. So
Do you want to do separate ones, or can I help? Or
let's have each one person take the helm for each night,
okay, so I'll do one.
just to make it easy.
I'll do one.
And then Clobar will do one. Okay, so Calvio first.
And this is perception.
Yep.
17.
17. There's not really much on the first night. The forest is calm. You see fireflies off in the distance, and the fire is nice and warm.
Great.
Kakira, night 2.
Where's my perception? 14.
14. About the same. A little bit late into the night, you swear you see just like a faint bulb of light that seems to follow you for a minute, but then it dissipates. So that's the only thing that really happens that night. And then Clobar, go ahead and roll yours.
15.
15. You notice, like, off in the distance, more of these lights that Kakira had described, and you would know them as will-o-wisps that seem to be fairly off in the distance from where you guys are currently keeping camp. Clobar, go ahead and make me an intelligence check.
Okay. 21.
21. Nice. You notice the closer you get to Horridine's hamlet, seems like there's more undead about. So, on the afternoon of your 4th day of travel, you make it to Horridine's hamlet. Let me switch our map here to the new Horridine's hamlet map. And here we go.
Nice.
Your glyphs are still there.
Oh.
And luckily there's no orcs that have come to walk over it. First level, they can just decide to dispel. It has to like dispel magic, I think, in order to get rid of them at this point, since they've been there for so long.
Oh, I thought you could like.
If you can dismiss them on your own, you can. But what I was reading is that the one who created it knows how to get past it, and they can create like a password, or this tiger creature targets it, but otherwise it stays. And so that's up to you guys if you want to deal with that. But when you all first arrive at the newly constructed keep, you all arrive to the hamlet, to a newly risen wooden wall around parts of the road leading into town. New houses have been raised. The tents are gone, and the cherry blossom trees are in bloom. Once there was a ruin. Now, almost forcing you to notice it, is the newly reconstructed Fort Xeris. The fort stands atop a small hill overlooking the once small Horridine's hamlet. And it is yours to call home, Honorbound.
Is it still fair to call it a hamlet if it's so much bigger?
Not necessarily. That's something that might be changing soon. And you would have Flint coming up to you guys at one point as you approach the fort, and he would say, "Oh, my friends, I have so much to show you."
Hi, Flint.
Well, my steward, show us.
It's been a long time. Long 3 months. Let's take you inside. He gestures towards the hill, towards the south of the fort. You see here is a newly constructed dwarvish building, and he gestures towards that, saying, "That is where some of my family are staying and keeping up some of the mining and physical work that needs to be done around here. And he calls for the gates to be opened, and you all walk inside. He gestures towards the left, and he says, I managed to speak to some folk around Andorra to, come help out. I brought in some guards, and I even got us a general store of sorts. And he hasn't named it yet. I was thinking something like a room of readiness. I don't think I really like the name of that. I'll have a chat with him. But over to this side, we have a general store attached to the keep. Our guards are housed in this location, and the staff to help keep the area clean is housed here. He gestures towards the two locations in there that are also being built, or have building locations. He says, here and here, these will be the locations of further expansions on the fort. Either a tower, and he gestures towards Clobar and Calvio, and or a temple right here. Could be another Zionist outpost, if you so choose, Kakira. And he then says, coming to the front, he says, let's go inside. And he will lead you guys inside of the fort. Here, take a minute to buffer. So, heading in, you can see towards the area dead ahead of you is a place for the Duke to sit, for Calvio to sit when he is taking in. I forget the exact how we agreed upon, but when he's taking subjects, and then the other members of the Honorbound to sit, and then Flint to sit in the back, or whoever is keeping a records of what they're doing. Flint is the most excited about this room to the right. It is a den and a dining room, and there's a kitchen here. There are 6 bedrooms and a small seating area here that for anybody who wants to stay there would be, and so Calvio could either stay with the rest of the Honorbound here as well, or there is a master bedroom up here, a treasury, a small little library, and an area for the Honorbound to plan, and with a world map of the continent of Andorra on it there. So, this is the home of the Honorbound. You guys can make modifications how you so choose. We can chat about that. And yeah, this is your guys' place to call home. The catacombs, this area here, is towards the original dungeon of Fort Xeris. So,
the door. I don't remember what we decided on the door.
What do you mean?
Did we as a group decide to open the door once this was here, or are we leaving that door?
I thought we decided to keep it closed.
I just don't remember.
I thought we decided not to open it.
I mean, I believe the only one who can open it is you.
Right, but I'm not gonna open that shit without you guys around. Fuck that.
He says, what if we just open it a little peek and I have a fireball ready in case there's something that's gonna come out of it?
I kind of want to know what's behind it, not gonna lie.
Do we want to do that now, or?
I mean, Flint's here. Squad.
I'm currently a little bit indisposed. I'm working very hard on something. I don't think I would be ready to go down with you guys yet, and I want to keep it a surprise until I get it all worked out and figured.
That's fair.
That's part of it, actually.
Somebody's birthday. We didn't realize it.
I mean, we've passed... Honestly, you guys passed a few of you guys' birthdays in the 3-month skip, too.
Well.
It's all good.
So, open door, yes, no.
No.
I vote yes.
I kind of want to open the door.
I mean, if you start the end of the world, it's your fault. Just remember that.
I agree. I agree with Courtney. You guys do what you want. I'm ready to shoot if you really want to open it.
What does Kikira think?
I mean, I'd like to go to the Deadwood, but if
We're
you
here
wanna open the door-
Yeah, but what did we decide was potentially behind the door?
I don't remember.
Maybe you should.
Oh, right. Fucking
What's
weird undead wizard dude. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Or a lost city.
With an undead wizard dude.
We could take him. He's probably like 500 years old.
But he's gotta
He
be.
probably pees in a cup.
I don't think that's how this one works out. I feel like wizards get better as they get older. That's kind of the thing.
Bobar, wouldn't you know?
Yeah, like should be dead wizard guy.
Wizards get more egotistical as they get older.
Oh,
They're much more likely to make a stupid mistake because they think they can handle it.
I guess that's
No
true.
wonder.
Oh god.
I mean, the fact that he responded to us very obviously provoking him means that he has a weak point.
Or his daughter. I'm remembering now. Okay.
You sure you still want to open that door?
Kinda, yeah.
You open that door, you go two ways. Either there isn't an undead evil wizard dude, and there's just kind of something cool, and it's no big deal, or
There's
and
undead
it's
wizard
just
dude.
something for it to keep safe, or there is an undead evil wizard dude, and he's gonna be way more powerful than we expect, and then yeah.
And then everyone dies.
So this
Yeah.
door, how do we know how long it takes for this door to open / close?
Are you guys going to check it out?
Do we know that we can close it once we've opened it?
You don't.
General question.
I mean, you.
Bookcases or something in front of it.
That
You
was
haven't-
an angry old wizard.
You haven't seen this
He
door
probably
open.
hasn't seen-
Probably hasn't seen.
Oh, he probably hasn't seen a gem since like 200 BC. I doubt he has the arm strength to push open a door barricaded with a bookshelf.
He's a wizard. He doesn't need arm strength.
Fireball.
Can we just go look at the door?
We can look at it.
Can we go
Alright.
look at the door?
Like,
Look at it. But I agree with Kira. I'd rather go check out the Deadwood. I think there's more research we need to do before we just start opening doors that, you know, potentially hide old, evil, undead wizards on the other side.
But Marska, love is an open door.
An open door.
Flint at this point would kind of like give a slight bow and says, "I've other duties to attend to at the moment. I will."
Is there anything you need me to do before I leave?
Right now, no. There is the bit of taxation on how much you are, if you're going to keep with the Andoran, what they consider, or if you're going to increase it, because there is a minimum from them.
Okay. We can chat about that when you're not as busy.
Yes, that would be great.
We'll stop by on the way back.
Very much appreciated. Look out for any rare herbs or fancy meat for me.
We can do that.
Spices too.
Always.
Rock meat, perhaps.
Rock meat. Rocks are very hard. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, they already brought up the rock. I was gonna say that we were gonna have the biggest chicken ever.
The biggest chicken? I thought he was talking about a rock. Those things are hard. It's like boulders, right?
No. This is a different kind of rock, like a really big chicken. Like, think like Kakira, but times like 100.
I don't know if I want to think about that. I also don't want to eat that because it's Kakira. She's my friend.
Yeah, but this chicken isn't shaped like a friend.
I'm intrigued. If you can bring it here.
Chickens are friends,
Not food. He's like, it's the gears are turning in his head, and he's like, I have an idea. He's gonna like turn heel and say, if you can get that, that would be great. And so,
So now we
Question.
have to do rock hunting.
Now
Possible
that
answer.
I'm like thinking about it. Do you think I could use shape water and freeze it to keep something good for a few days?
That would be cool.
oh,
I remembered to cast it every day.
yeah, we could. Yeah, I'd be game for something like that. That makes sense.
That's really fucking
Yeah, that's a
smart.
really good idea.
We have a refrigerator with us too, guys. Or freezer, I guess.
What am I, chopped liver?
You also have nice breath. Good point.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't think you've used it yet, except for like flavor.
No, she used it in the compound.
Oh, okay.
I've used it a couple times. It just doesn't always come in handy because it's ice.
So can we go look at the door?
Yes,
All right,
Okay, we're going to look at the door.
but
you
don't open it.
you all
I will not do so
You may
intentionally.
look, but not touch.
Not that.
Yes, my lord.
you all make your way down to the catacombs of the dungeon underneath your newly constructed Fort Ceres, making your way through the old familiar dungeon. You come to the room with the summoning circle before it and the door. What do you do?
Don't step on the runes.
Don't step on the
That's what I was
Look,
just thinking.
look, guys.
Yeah, because it's gonna be like, Calvio, what happened the last time we decided to do something rash?
Nothing terrible.
You
It
get a
was
glare.
fine.
You get a
I was gonna
glare.
say, I feel like you're gonna hear like a really low, slightly intimidating rumble come from Stiga.
So, does anything look different about the door?
Make me a perception check.
No shit. Okay.
Can we all look at the door?
Of course, you can.
No.
If you're just
17.
looking. Yeah, you guys can all make
I-
perception checks.
I will look at the door.
Pretty good. 25.
Okay.
19 plus 6.
I also got a 25.
Nice.
20 plus 5.
Oh, dirty 20. I got a 19 plus 6.
No, 25. I rolled a 20. Plus
You got,
5.
yeah, I know, I got you.
Kakira or Marsica and Klobar, are you getting in on it or are you just watching?
I'm just watching. I kind of like have a bow ready in case somebody's
Okay.
gonna do something.
Look,
Somebody's gonna jump out.
Are you gonna shoot Calvio?
No, I would never shoot Calvio.
What is?
I would think about it, but I wouldn't actually do it.
What's Klobar doing?
He's
preparing a fireball. If someone comes through that door on the other side, he's gonna fireball them.
Okay. What's Siga doing?
Suga is just standing in the back watching.
All right. So with the 225s, it is incredibly difficult to notice. But you notice that some of the dust that is at the bottom of the door has been pushed away slightly, as if a slight wind went over the dust.
What? Like it's been moved before?
The door necessarily hasn't been moved, you're not sure, but the dust, you don't see any footprints moving through the dust, but it looks like just a gust, like a small puff of wind or something came through on that and disturbed the dust that is on the floor.
Maybe some of the magic or something?
2 letters for you. N. O.
Well, we looked at it.
This is correct. Okay, now we turn around and Seaga's trying to get everybody to leave.
There's nothing else. There's nothing.
That's what you see?
You guys suck.
It's just an enchanted supply closet.
You can open the door and look if you want to. You can try.
Just Mickey Mouse brooms. That's it. That's all that's back there.
So we really don't want to open this fucking door.
Man, you can do what you want to do. I'm just saying. It might.
Do we?
Wants to know what's behind the door.
I want to know what the fuck's behind the door.
Courtney wants to know behind the door, but Sega knows better.
Heaven wants to know what's behind the door as well.
Can we just open the fucking door? Nobody
mean-
said it.
Yes.
Says no.
I'm trying to think if Sega would try to stop you or not.
Marsica wouldn't actively try to stop you because she likes you too much, but
If everyone is actively being like, no, don't open the door, I'm not gonna open the door. But if everyone's just fucking
Clobar says
screaming,
open the
I'll
door.
I mean, Sega's
What do we
gonna
do right now?
strongly caution about you, think really hard before you do this.
Kakira is the tiebreaker, I think.
Kakira's leaning towards no.
Leaning.
I mean, Kakira wants to go look at the dead wood, and whatever would get us there faster.
It wasn't the whole purpose of us building the fort here so we could own
The door closed. Yeah, I fucking know.
And so
What would
if
Calvio do?
Find any
no
of my
one else
notes.
could open the door.
David, what would Calvio do in this moment? He has Clobar saying he is interested behind it. He has Marsica and Siga and Kakira saying, I'm not sure about this. What would Calvio do?
I'm trying to find my notes on this.
Calvio
And
doesn't
I-
actually do anything. He freaks out and flips the button.
Yeah.
It's fine. He doesn't.
He ends up doing it without thinking, and then he gets stuck with a demon knife.
There is no
or-
thinking. We don't know anything that's on the other side of this fucking door. We just have a bunch of maybes. And
Whatever
there's
it
a
is,
whole
we can
ton
probably
of-
kill it.
We hope.
Disagree.
Okay, you know what? You know what? You know what?
No.
Good. We're leaving it up to dice. I love that. We're not opening it.
It
You
did
remember
roll
what happened when he picked
on
up
the
a
no side.
dagger?
Look, I rolled on the no side, okay?
Good.
I said if it was above a 10, I'd do it, and if it was below, I wouldn't, and I rolled a 3. So fucking there.
It was a definitely not.
Even the
Right.
dice said no.
So Calvio will just kind of like, when we come back, and then walk out before he does something stupid.
As we're leaving, Kakira will say, I mean, it'll still be here.
I know. I just want to know. I wanna know. Will you show me?
You could always look to find out. But so Calvio is
See what would happen.
What, Aaron?
so. What has Calvio done? He has turned around and said, "When we come back."
Yes.
Okay. So, you guys make your way up, and
Who was it that had the wards that they put on the bridge?
it was Kakira and Flint.
Could we put one of those in front of the door in case something comes out of the door while they're gone?
Not today.
Well, isn't the only person that can open the door Calvio?
And whoever made
From
it,
this
I would
side.
guess. Yeah, I was about to say.
Make
If
me
not-
Actually, hang on. Hold on. How long did... Oh, fuck, it only lasts 8 hours.
Aber, how late would it be by the time we got to Ordian's Hamlet? It'd probably be
Like late afternoon to evening, yeah.
So
So we
we'd
can't
probably
go anywhere.
bed down here for the night,
Yeah,
and then
probably bed down
Why
and
the fuck aren't we opening this goddamn door?
Agreed.
This is Courtney saying this. I swear to God, if you want to open the door, just open the fucking door.
Agreed. Just open the fucking
if
door.
you want to do it, you could open the door, man.
All right.
If
you know
that's what you
Fuck
want to
it,
do.
let's it. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Okay, so Calvio is going to step on these goddamn runes.
Okay.
Because that's usually what goes
If
wrong first. Did
something,
anything happen after I stepped on the runes?
Nothing happens when you step on the runes.
something evil comes out of it, it's gonna get shot.
Good.
I'm gonna sacrifice you to it.
And
It's not gonna catch my ass. I'm gonna be like, bye. Okay. I say open.
Okay.
speak, friend, and enter.
Speak friend and enter. As you say open, you watch as the door goes and it begins to roll.
That's a siren door.
Moves over to the side.
I definitely have both of my swords out.
Before you, you see what seems to be a passageway leading farther down. From the edge of your vision, it seems to open up slightly. And we'll go ahead and end tonight right there.
That's
Yep.
really why Aaron wanted us to open the door, because he wanted us to leave us on cliffhanger.
Leave us hanging.
I could just see Calvio like, fine, when we come back, and then being like, wait, we're not leaving. Fuck this shit. And then come back and be like, open.
Storm,
I think it would just be like, God damn it.
So, the door is open. We'll find out what that means next time. And so, woo! Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here.